Hey YouTube, this is League Commentaries once again. This game is going to be played by me as Heimerdinger with my friend Battlecruiser as Amumu. My brother is playing as Keenan. Another friend is Timo, and a Xinjiao who is not part of our team, or part of our group. And we're going up against an Irelia, a Maokai, Renekton, Vladimir, and Fiddlesticks. I don't quite remember how well this game went through, but I do remember that it was a pretty good game and it wasn't too long. Right now I'm trying to avoid extremely long videos because I don't want to make them into three-part series as my first video was. It may turn off some people from watching it. So I believe this is between 20 and 25 minutes long as well, but I can actually make this into a two-part series because video caps can be at about 15 minutes each. So, pretty much we're going for Yordles this match, but the Xinjiao didn't have anyone else to play as, so we did Heimerdinger, Mumu, Keenan, Timo. I believe Mumu ran into some problems beginning game, but we ended up turning around and doing fairly well. On their team, we're going to see harassment from Vladimir. Fiddlesticks is going to be a big problem. Renekton, he's always high damage output. Maokai is a really good support tank, so they have a fairly strong team. We're gonna just have to see how it all goes. I believe I grabbed the turret first as Heimerdinger. I usually grab Hextech rockets because I like to mess around with people. And I'm going to grab the Meki Pennant, I believe. I completely screw up my build in here. For some reason, I got the Manamune, which is not a good idea on Heimerdinger because you will not get any help from that attack damage bonus. For some reason, I thought it was ability power. So I grabbed this Meki Pendant, and I was going to build it into the Manamune, when I should have went for the Archangels. But, it doesn't mess me up that bad, and I think I believe I end up recovering from it. So top we have a Mumu and we have Xinjiao. So we're gonna see him. We're gonna see Mumu tanking, and the Xin has very good damage output. Bottom we're gonna see Timo and Keenan, and this is a very powerful lane. Keenan has a high damage output, and Timo is almost unstoppable. Oh, and we already have some battle going up at top. Renekton's gonna. Oh, maybe he's gonna die. He's at very low health. We have Xin beating him down pretty hard right there, and Amumu's just trying to pull him. If only Amumu could pull up to him, and oh, he just barely gets away with a 200 health. And bottom, we're already seeing Maokai trying to throw saplings into the turret. They're gonna have to hold back and let the minions grab it. Oh, and it actually has fallen. Mid, we have Vladimir. And no, I did grab the Hextech rockets, I was wrong. And this is going to keep Vlad back from draining me and actually doing some damage to him. We have Renekton staying up top. It looks like Fiddlesticks will be jungling. So Renekton's going to have to be really careful with these two. They could easily get behind him now. Oh, and they're going to go behind him, try to get a gank. Xin is... Oh, he just barely gets away again. Oh, Mumu pulls up to him. He's at 158 health right now. He's going to go over to Xinjiao, and this may be a kill right here. And he gets ignited, and he dies from the Xinjiao. That was some great teamwork right there, and they controlled his zones very well to make sure that he couldn't get away from that gank. We're both level 2 over in mid, doing fairly well. We have Irelia and Maokai on bot. So we're going to see a lot of harassment from Maokai, as we always do with his sapling, because that range on that attack is just unbelievable. And it's going to hit Timo. And Timo does not have very much health. And actually, no, Timo gets out of it. Top, we're already hitting the turret, because Fiddlesticks is in the jungle, and Renekton has died. I'm starting to get turrets up here. And I have just got my concussion grenade. I may stop getting the concussion grenade as early as I do, because it does not seem to help me early game, especially when I'm midding. Maybe if I was laning it would be a little bit better, but it does not really help me much until late game. Or I guess mid game. There wasn't very much of a late game in this match. Renekton being very careful up top, and Amumu's just trying to grab him over here. Don't know if that's going to happen. In mid, I'm pushing Vlad back a little bit, keeping him away from my minions. And I'm getting a lot of money from his minions because these turrets just tear them up. Oh, and bot. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I saw Renekton pushing hard, but Tima's actually invisible right there. Up top, they're still controlling Renekton pretty well. He can't be getting very much cash at all because he's being kept back from that minion line, only able to get what leftovers the turret allows him. Looks like, okay, so I really try to come in. They're gonna try to chase her down with an exhausting ignite. Teemo's gonna... Oh, actually, they just switched targets to the Renekton, which was sort of a dumb idea, because they probably could have killed that Irelia, who's now using a health potion to stay in her lane. We have Keenan running around, trying to hit that Maokai a little bit more. But if they would have stayed on that Irelia, they probably would have killed her, and she's in that bush right now.
An enemy has been slain.
And they just killed Renekton up top. He must have overextended a little bit. And with the two of them against him, gets him, and apparently they stunned him, as you can see right here. Maokai being especially careful. Oh, and Irelia's going to come out here. Hits this Keenan a little bit, and they're both at very low health. So they've got to be real careful in this lane and control their minions in a way where they can't, where the enemies can't get to them as quickly. Otherwise, they'll end up being like that Renekton. Oh, and Fiddlesticks is going to come out, and he's hitting that Amumu pretty hard, draining him and getting him away from that tower. Xin Zhao's going to walk away fairly safe. Now, Fiddlesticks is not into chasing. He just wanted them off the turret, and now he's laning with that Renekton. On bot, we're seeing, oh, that Teemo's having a little bit of a hard time. He's at 114 health. So they need to start being fairly careful down here. But this Renekton is not very, I'm sorry. He's not extremely aggressive. And he is throwing these saplings in, getting that Teemo at very low health. If he hit the Teemo with the initial, I think it would have maybe even killed him. In mid, Vlad is still being controlled fairly well. He's not able to push too hard. He's going to be draining these turrets. You pretty much almost see that with any Vlad. But I don't see it as being very smart to drain this yellow one, because it's the first one I put down, so I can easily just swap it out. If he were to have drained the green one, the level 2, or the level 3, I'm sorry, then he'd probably be making a bit more of an advance towards me. I'm letting these turrets control this wave of minions for me and actually make me money while I go back. And this is why Heimerdinger is just an ultimate laner. He never really has to go without making money, because his turrets are always there. And it also buys him time while he's laning. See, I'm already going back to the lane while this turret is still here tearing up these minions. This also might give the Vlad an opportunity to go back as well, or he'll sacrifice that opportunity to get a little bit more money and get ahead of my turrets. We see Renekton at fairly low health, and they're hitting this turret down a little bit more again.
Killing spree.
And the Renekton has just died. We have oh, I'm not sure what exactly went down over here. I believe this Xin Zhao dove the Renekton and ended up getting killed by this Fiddlesticks with a drain. We're seeing all of them being fairly aggressive up top. Xin Zhao sends out a my bad. Mid, I'm extending past my towers. I should probably set down the 2 seeing as I have 2 already ready for me. Irelia has just been killed on bot. Teemo must have poisoned her. Teemo's just a powerhouse in this game. People don't really realize how powerful he can be. But I believe he may be the most powerful champion in the game, especially if you know how to use him. So right now I have these 2 evolution turrets taking care of the minion line for me and actually pushing Vlad back a little bit while I come down here for a hopeful gank against this Maokai. I'm going to set down this turret line behind him, but he's going to go into the bush, so I'm going to have to set this one down here. I'm going to try to ult to keep him back, but he's going to go for the Teemo instead of coming for me, so he is going to get that Teemo kill, but he will have to turret dive for it. So he's going to run back, slowing me. But I have a turret in that bush line, so it's like, oh, but he's going to barely get away because that turret has just died, and in my concussion grenade has just barely missed him. And he's at 113 health at the moment. I cannot kill him. If I would have pushed forward a little bit more and put down those turrets, I was actually expecting him to try to run backwards, but he actually ends up getting a kill and getting away safe from that Teemo. But every time you make a mistake, you learn something. And I now know I should have put both turrets into that bush, or came up closer and tried to kill him through a gank with Teemo. So now I'm going to hide in this bush, and I'm going to try to get behind Vlad and try to take care of him. But it seems as if Vlad has gone back. While this Fiddlesticks and Renekton are pushing forward on this Xin Zhao, I should probably get back into this fight and get some more money, so I can go help gank a little bit more. But we have a movement going back up there, so he shouldn't be in trouble too much longer. We see Irelia back on bot, and they're both hiding in their bushes. Let's see what the kills are like. We have 3 kills on the Xin Zhao. He's doing fairly well in the game. Teemo is 1-0, being extremely careful right now because he has been pretty low in health twice now. Deaths, we have 2 on a Mumu, and Xin Zhao has died once from a turret. So top lane has been killed the most, feeding them a little bit. If I knew this back in the game, a lane switch would probably put in effect for this Teemo and this Keenan up to top and switch it for the Xin Zhao and the Amu. So I'm saying a lot right now. I don't know why. I am not finding the correct words to say. I'm not quite speaking right. I'm running out of mana down here, but I do have my clarity.
An ally has
And
been
that'll keep me in the lane just that much longer. So we have Xin Zhao dying again from this Renekton, who is just ulted, chasing this Amumu back to the turret. And he is going to try to turret dive this Amumu, but it's probably not going to end well if he does do so. Stunning them in a turret. If only there were no minion line there, then that Renekton probably would have died from turret damage. We have Vlad getting pushed back a little bit more. He has a slight level advantage over me. I'm fairly close to level 10, but that 1 level could really tear me up if he were to dive into me right now. But I may actually get the kill because of my turrets. We have Maokai pushing forward. Irelia probably in that bush. We have 2 saplings down, and they're chasing this Teemo down, who's at about half health right now. So they're going to probably be staying with this turret because both the enemies are. Oh, actually no, I'm sorry. The Renekton's at about half health, and the Irelia's at full health. Top lane is finally pushing back towards that Renekton, and the Fiddlesticks Xin has come back into the lane. Amumu is still at about half health, so he should probably be going back. Actually, below half, probably about 1/3 of his health is missing. I mean, 2/3 of his health is probably missing. That's some awesome math right there, isn't it? Mid is now MIA, so he may be looking to gank bot. Oh no, he's actually back in the lane at this point. Probably just went back. See, right now I have this Manamune, which is not doing me any good whatsoever with these turrets. And I believe my brother says something to me, and I'm looking at my skills, and oh yeah, it's AP, not AD.